In this video, we'll be looking at the Sutefoto TW-20 RGB LED wand. They did send this sample for review, but as always, that doesn't affect our opinion in any way. So this is the box that it comes in. As you can see, we have the model here, and then we have a picture of the actual device. We'll just go ahead and open up the box here. Looks like the first thing we have is just a user manual. Always good to have, of course. Then we have the actual device itself. Looks like there's nothing else in the box here. So we do have a nice kind of felt carrying case for protecting it, which is great. Here's the actual wand here. And it feels like there's a cable here as well. So yeah, we also have a USB-C cable, of course, for charging the LED light. Looking closer at the device itself, you can see we have the Sutefoto logo on the bottom. Then we have our controls for adjusting the different lighting conditions. On the very bottom of the device, there is a tripod thread for attaching a tripod if you want to. We also have a little spot to attach a lanyard. And then on top of the device, we also have another tripod mount, so you are able to kind of put it upside down if you want to, depending on how you want to direct your light. On the side, we also have a USB-C port for, of course, charging it. And then finally, on the actual LED itself, there is this barn door attachment that it comes with. It is a little bit finicky, like if you kind of shake it, it will fall off, and you kind of need to make sure you're clipping it on correctly because it will be a little bit finicky if you don't do that. But still very nice to have that included, of course. It does allow you to just kind of redirect the light to wherever you want it to be. If you want it to be a really focused beam, you can kind of do it like that. If you want it to be more wide, you can open it up. Or if you want to completely remove it, you can kind of just snap it off like that. And then it does come, of course, just function as an LED wand itself. So very nice to have that barn door included, and it is, of course, optional to use it if you want to. In terms of actually using the light, there are a bunch of different modes and settings and all of that. Of course, it is all adjusted via this screen on the back. So to turn on, we just hold the power button, and it will give you a little Sutefoto logo here, and then it will automatically be on this mode here. So you can see it's just on, kind of a nice white mode here. But we can go ahead and switch to the different modes by pushing this mode button here, this kind of orange M, and it will, of course, switch modes, as you can see. This is one of the more interesting modes in that you can really customize it exactly. You can choose the RGB, C, and W for the colors. And you can really customize it to different amounts. If you want to like turn this down, if you want to increase the red like that, you can. If you want to push this button once, it will adjust the green. You can really customize it to be the exact color you're looking for, which is awesome, of course. We can go to the different modes here. This is a sort of FX mode. Right now it's on lightning, which of course kind of looks like that, sort of a strobe, just to give a lightning effect. But of course there are a bunch of different ones here as well. So if we want to switch between that one, we just push this button here, and we can switch to like this one here, for example. It's romantic. There's a club one. Let's do fireworks just to show you what it looks like. So it's just kind of simulating fireworks. There's also a like red, blue, green, paparazzi, which is kind of flashing, TV, false bulb, and then a bunch of different other ones. So ambulance is kind of interesting. Of course, it's just going to be kind of flashing blue. And then so again, it's a bunch of different options here. This is all specifically in the FX mode, but in general, you can really customize the exact color temperature you're looking for, the exact color, as well as the actual brightness, of course, and all of that. But especially interesting here is that in case you don't want to control it all on the screen at the back, you do actually have the option to control it via the mobile app as well. I'm pretty impressed that such a small handheld light even supports a mobile app functionality, but if we wanted to adjust the brightness, for example, we can just turn it down like that. If we wanted to change the color temperature, it's as easy as that. And we can, of course, go and choose the specific colors in here as well. So we do have a whole color wheel here. You can actually choose everything like that. And you can see it's really responsive as well. Kind of the second you choose a different color, it switches. But we can actually also take a photo. So if you want to choose a photo you already have or take one, you can actually set a color based on that as well. So that is a really cool functionality. But overall, the mobile app is definitely a much easier way to really control everything if you want to. It's of course nice to be able to do it on the back of the device. If you're going to be consistently using the same settings, then it's pretty easy to just, turn it on and off here. It will save your settings based on whatever you're using last. But if you're going to be really fine-tuning a very specific color, it's of course much easier to just kind of play around with it on the mobile app. And if you want to choose the actual numbers here and do all that, you can. And of course, you can really customize everything in here as well. And then you have the FX mode as well if you want to choose all of your FX here, as well as the frequency, intensity, and all of that. So a bunch of different effects you can do here, and it is all, of course, customizable in the mobile app as well. But you can just do it on the back here if you prefer. So overall, it's definitely a very solid light. I think it's especially good for kind of applying unique effects. You are able to use it, of course, as like your main key light if you wanted to, if you're like lighting a specific subject or something like that. But I think it especially shines in, providing some color, or again, those kind of effects where you want to have a simulated lightning or a siren in the background, that sort of thing. Then you're able to do all that with this light. The battery on this will last about an hour and a half on the maximum brightness, which I think is really solid for an LED light. This should be able to get you through most shoots, but it does charge via USB-C, which is pretty universal as well in case you need to charge it on the go. So overall, it's definitely a very solid light. I'm really happy with it. I think it's very customizable and works really well. I'm especially impressed with the app functionality. I didn't even expect it to have that, so I think it's really cool that you're able to really fine-tune everything just on the app. But again, if you want to, you can just use the convenience screen on the back as well. So it's definitely a very solid light, and you can really play around with it and get a lot of cool effects from it.